Ever wonder what the world's greatest or biggest sporting event may be? I mean, think about it. When's the last time you've seen a football game, a soccer game, or even a basketball game? Well, ever since the revival of the Olympic Games, it has been the world's greatest sporting event. Created by Baron Pierre de Coubertin, a French nobleman who also created the IOC, also known as the International Olympic Committee. Without Pierre de Coubertin, we wouldn't be able to have the amazing and wonderful Olympic Games we have today. Therefore, today I'll be speaking of the first modern Olympic Games, including how the games were created and originated, the sports played, and some of the all-star athletes. Now that I have shared my topic, let's get to how the games were created. In an article of the history of the Olympic Games 1999, Charkley and Essex wrote that Baron Pierre de Coubertin was responsible of the revival of the Olympic Games. He established the principle of the games should be located in a different location every 4 years to promote freedom and equality. His purpose was to give goals to athletes, to provide a legacy for the athletes, and to enhance each sport involved in international competition. Being organized is great and all, but let's talk about the sports. Reported by the Olympic News 1896, a total of 43 events covered by 10 different sports. The sports included the athletics, track and field, cycling, fencing, gymnastics, shooting, swimming, tennis, weightlifting, and wrestling. In the Encyclopedia Britannica, an article wrote that the games were held in the Panathinaikos Stadium, which had an odd shape with sharp corners which were difficult for the athletes to get around. This odd-shaped design is considered standard and modern for today's athletic track events held today. Two fellow Americans named Thomas Curtis and Francis Lane, also causing some unorthodox attention to themselves with their crouching start position. Their crouching start position is also considered modern for sprinters today as well. But the swimming events were held in the Mediterranean Bay of Zee, battling against cold temperatures and high waves, which is pretty dangerous. Now that I've discussed the sports, let's talk about some of the all-star athletes. There was a total of 241 athletes out of 14 nations that participated in the first modern Olympics. Germany's brightest star, named Karl Schumann, participated in 5 sports, including the gymnastics, athletics, track and field, weightlifting, and wrestling. Another German named Hermann Weingartner dominated the gymnastics, being considered the most successful and what we now consider most decorated athlete with a total of 3 golds, 2 silvers, and 1 bronze. The youngest champion at 18 years old, Alfred Hayhos, a Hungarian agriculture student, dominated the swimming events as well. At 18 years old, think about that. The highlight of the Olympic Games was from a local Greek named Spiridon Lewis, who won the first marathon of the first modern Olympic Games. I mean, get that, the first of the first? That's pretty cool. Wow. Mentioning these great athletes, I'll now be coming to an end of my speech. We've gone over how the first modern Olympic Games was created and originated, the sports that were played, and some of the all-star athletes. So the next time you're watching a football game, soccer game, or better yet, the next Olympic Games, remember that the Olympics has been the world's greatest sporting event. Thank you.